So, like you said, when you're mentally weak, was this like right after COVID, or was this during COVID, or?
There's been different periods. It was, I would say, throughout my sophomore to junior year of college, I was really mentally weak. I didn't really have a lot of focus. I kind of just liked going and hanging out with my friends and not sleeping and, being a college rat, basically. And I would say that was when I was at my weakest. And it really showed me that I had so much more potential than what I was doing. Yeah. And I think that's really where the mental toughness comes from, is I know what I'm capable of, even if I can't see it. And that's really what I needed to focus on. And I did. And I feel like it's done wonders.
No, it's great. And like, I think it's all tying in together, because there's a certain presence that you have, a mental maturity, and just a poise about you. But overall, how has your background impacted your ability to build a relationship? Because you're in a good way, like you're very infectious, right? Like your positivity, but but how was I have to make sure in a good way.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You're infectious.
You're infectious. Get away.
Yeah. But yeah, how has your background impacted your ability to build relationships?
My background being just in general.
I purposely asked these like broad, just to kind of to see like just leave the door open, however you want to answer. But
so I would say a lot of my ability to connect with people and have that sort of infectious, I don't know, maybe motivation is what I would call it, is really started in high school. I had a lot of peers that looked up to me and parents that encouraged me to help their children.
Yeah.
And that's really where being supportive of other people has really done wonderful things for me. And when you're supportive of things, like, I know I had friends who were so excited. It was prior, I did speech in high school. And yeah, I loved speech. It was probably I wish I would have done it sooner, but I had a couple peers be so excited for speech. And I was like, that's weird. But they were so excited. And I realized, okay, let me take a peek at that. And I built that relationship, and it led into far more than just speech. It was any event that I did, they were so supportive of me as well. And, my parents, my mom especially, she's very emotionally intelligent, and her emotional intelligence has rubbed off on me in the best way. Reading people, and I don't say reading people is like, let me study. It's more like read the room, know what's going on. And that helped me connect with a lot of other people when I realized being happy all the time that's not the way to go. You're not going to rub off on every single people. Sometimes people just need you to be sad with them. And I've really recognized that as I feel like it's an ability to make people happier around me and want to be around me.
That's awesome. I like you talked about emotional intelligence, just as a young airman, just a young person in the military, but also a young leader. And times have changed a lot, even since when I first joined. But how, from your perspective, how important is emotional intelligence for people at all levels in the present and then also moving forward?
Yeah, I love that question, because I think emotional intelligence plays a lot into what we can and can't accomplish.
Yeah.
I think especially for people who, you don't have to want to lead to be a leader in that aspect of emotional intelligence, but the better you are, and I know that there's a lot of opportunities here to go to seminars that talk about emotional intelligence. The more aware you are of it, I think the better off not only you are, but the people around you are.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's hard when somebody may think they have emotional intelligence, but they really struggle when it's something other than happy, or when it's something other than, feeling pretty even, when heightened emotions come up. I do see a lot of people struggle with that, and it makes it harder for them to accurately manage the situation, whether that's a supervisor airman role, or I've seen it a lot where airmen are very frustrated and not thinking of the bigger picture, because they're really struggling with that emotional intelligence. Why is this person talking to me this way or reacting this way? They really struggle with it. And so I think emotional intelligence is huge in that aspect.
No, that's amazing. You even talked about, in high school, people, friends and parents were seeking you out. And even everything you just discussed about, you learned a lot about emotional intelligence from your mom.
Oh, she's incredible.
Yeah, again, shout out to Mom.
Yes, always.
Yeah, what's Mom's name?
Celeste.
What a cool name.
Yeah, I know. She's incredible.